Just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to an episode of Bloke in a Bar, brought to you by Bloke Beer, the best beer in all the land. Get into your local, grab a case, but let's get straight into it. I got my man, Briton Nikora here. How you going, brother?
Yeah, good, bro. Thanks for having me on here.
Now, I need you to fix the way I say your last name. Is it Nikora?
Yeah.
Nikora?
Like Nikora, yeah.
Nikora.
Yeah.
Nikora.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep trying. It's an ongoing joke with the podcast and that because I butcher so many names. So Nikora. Bro, how you going? How's the body feeling?
Nah, good, Obviously, pre-season and that. Body's feeling good.
Yeah.
Boys are ripping in, so yeah.
How many pre-seasons are you deep now?
I think 6 maybe.
6?
Yeah.
When do you reckon it clicked for you of how to get through a pre-season? And for people listening, that might sound a bit weird, but the first couple of years, it honestly feels like the world's ending. You're going, what? I don't know how I'm going to get through it. I think 3 or 4, however many you get in, you kind of go, you know what? I just got to roll with the punches. When did it work for you?
Yeah, bro, like that, yeah. So maybe my 4th one, I reckon.
Yeah.
I sort of realized man, you got to actually stretch. You got to actually look after your body and all that type of stuff. So yeah. At the start, man, I was just like you said, I was just going to training, trying to get through it, trying to survive. But yeah.
It's when you're younger, especially the first and the second one, and you get home from training, you've just done a big day.
Yeah.
And you're saying to yourself, there is no way that tomorrow we're getting towed up. There's no way. Tomorrow we're going to go in, it's just going to be a bit of skills, a bit of stretching, and we all good. And then you go in and you get touched up again, and you're like, wow, I don't understand.
Yeah, nah. Especially when you're coming in on Monday and you get pumped and you're like, surely not backing it up to the next day, and then you just gotta
roll with it.
Just gotta roll with it, yeah.
Mate, so no surgery or anything, finished the year body pretty healthy?
Yeah, body was good. No surgeries and that, so yeah, which was good. So
it's one of those things where you're so far behind the 8 ball if you have a big surgery in the off season, because a little story with me. I remember I came back, so I'd quit footy. I came back, and I had a shortened preseason, maybe 4 weeks. But by the time that 4 weeks rolled around, I was going really well in fitness, strong in the gym. Everything measurement wise was mad. Got to my second game, hammy, twinge, gone.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have that full preseason, there's something about it that just gets you in a better position. Do you find that with yourself or?
Yeah, obviously, just obviously trying to get fit in that, and then trying to put weight on. For me, put weight on in the gym and that. But yeah, you feel better when you get through those obviously longer preseason and that. But I think with the fitness, you only need 4 or 5 weeks.
You really only need 4 or 5 weeks. But there's something weird about it where, because I'm sure it's the same with you. You actually peak around 4 or 5 weeks. You get the best times.
Yeah.
And then you actually drop off a little bit as you kind of head into the season when it comes to times and that.
Yeah.
But there is something about that repeat effort that kind of toughens your body up for a season.
Yeah.
Mate, last year you had one of your best seasons that you've had. You played 25 games. What if you could sum up your season individually? And we'll get to the Sharkies, but individually, how do you think you went?
I think I went pretty good. Obviously with Fitzy and that, just trying to work on those little stuff.
Yep.
Just non-talent required stuff, and I was just trying to focus more on that type of stuff and just let my footy sort of take care of itself. And I think as a team we went all right in parts, and then just as a player, I sort of just trying to stay consistent. Obviously, stay on the field as well. So yeah. What
do you reckon was the biggest part of your game? Because you clearly had the natural ability, especially when you come into grade, big hitter, good line runner. What do you reckon was the little things that you needed to fix to get that consistency that you got this year and also last year as well?
Just the effort stuff, just the stuff off the ball. Obviously, kick chasing, just line speed, comms and that. Just when I was coming through, in the earlier grades, I sort of wasn't doing any of that type of stuff. And
it's you when you're young. The older boys tell you all the right things,
100%,
and you just don't listen.
Yeah.
And then you get older and you're they're 100% right.
Right, I've probably got told 1,000 times about all that stuff coming up, and now I'm just sort of realizing in a couple of years, last year and the year before, I was just sort of realizing, man, I need to make sure I do that type of stuff.
And so this season, so you started off, I think you started, anyway, there was a period there, maybe around the mid-year where you were coming second or third.
Yeah.
like what was it like? You had such a good season before, and then heading into this year, you kind of is a mixed year because you did really well against the the lower tier sides, but then when you got up against the top tier sides, you guys just couldn't find the way to get that killing blow. What was it like internally for you boys with that?
Yeah, there was sort of a bit of media going on around that type of stuff, and we're just trying to just stay positive on it, and but yeah, that's how it sort of was panning out. Like we'll be going good against sort of the lower teams and that, and it'll sort of drop off against the top 8 teams and that. But yeah, we're trying not to think about it too much, and we're just trying to get on with our footy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually read something pretty interesting from Craig Fitzgibbon the other day, and I tend to agree to a degree. Like obviously, as a footy player, you always want to be able to beat every single team, but when you look at your side and you go, okay, it's a relatively young side. You're definitely not in a rebuild, but you're in the back end of a rebuild since Luke Lewis left, since Gal left, all that kind of stuff. Like if you guys at your current stage of where you're at in everyone's development are beating the teams you should beat, if you keep developing, you should probably get to the point where you can beat the top tier teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we still got the same like squad in that. So
yeah,
we've been together 3 years now. So we sort of still we're building, but we sort of like we're at the point now where like no more excuses. Like we've been together for 3 years, and we just need to get all those little things right, I think.
And so you guys made the finals this year. I think you finished 6th.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll get to the last year as well because that was just that crazy game that you had. Actually, you had 2 crazy games to finish it. The game against the Roosters last year, 2023.
Yeah.
What was that game like for you?
The semi-final, the finals, right?
Yeah.
I think it was like, what was it, 12-13
Bro, it was
or something?
Crazy game. It was a crazy game.
Man, I think, I was a bit gutted on that one, because obviously, I think Tedesco was sent off. I think we could have iced another try, and we just crumbled, I think.
Yeah, it was such a close game. Like, I mean, to be fair, like Roosters played like out of their skin, like played so well. But so with this year, you get to the back end of the year, and then obviously the Kiwis, you play in the Pacific Cup.
Yeah.
And you get selected for that. How, because we had the World Cup last year, and then you got the Pacific Cup this year, and you're going against like a red hot Australian side, and obviously Samoa as well. But for yourself personally, this would have been probably your 10th or so game for the Kiwis?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
How excited were you heading into camp, especially with, I guess now we look back on that squad fucking stacked.
It's always good to go into the Kiwis campaign with the boys. Yeah. Obviously see the boys again, and we just playing in that with them. We just wanted to obviously try and do something special. Yeah. And and try and win it. So
far out, something special. Jesus, still stings me to this day. Okay, so when you get into camp and you do that first week, could you feel something different? Like, because to go on and eventually beat Australia 30-0, never been done before, I'm pretty sure. Like, could you ever have imagined that would have happened towards the end there?
Nah, that's pretty crazy, especially the last game there. Yeah. But going into the camp, like the first week, like the leadership boys sort of laid a foundation. We're on like a bit of a drinking ban for the whole time and that.
Yep.
Fish and that, sort of run that, and all the boys were dialed in, just get the most out of the camp and try and get the wins we needed.
And so you pretty good win against Samoa, I'm pretty sure, or solid win. And then the first time you play Australia, though, you get beaten. I wouldn't say dominated, because in the end, I think it was only 2 tries or maybe even 1 try. But you get beaten against an Australian side that rested a few players.
Yeah.
What was the chat like internally after that? Heading into the next week, having to play them again.
Yeah, with the boy, we're a bit gutted about that one. And we were actually pretty positive. We sort of knew what we needed to fix and that.
Yep.
Heaps of effort areas. And the boys from the next week all the way to the game day, all the boys are dialed in.
Yeah.
Just doing everything they could to get ready for that game. And I think it showed when we played them the next time.
What do you speak much about your culture when you're in the Kiwi side, like the Māori culture and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that campaign that we just had, we were touching a bit more on that.
Yeah, okay.
Like Madge was getting around it more, and had a few speakers and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the first week we had a big squad, we had the Kiwi A's as well, so heaps of ex-players were coming in and sort of chatting with us about just about everything and that, and yeah, it was pretty good that campaign.
Yeah, it's what's like? Is it, so do you speak about like your history and the history of the Kiwi jersey and everything like that?
Yeah, nah, they just a few ex-players come and talk about the jersey and what it means to them and like what we should stand for and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's good.
Okay, so game 3, or not game 3, sorry, the third game rolls around.
Yeah.
And you absolutely just terrorise us Australians. I guess that game day, was there a different vibe, or was it just like this felt normal like you did the week before?
Like the game day sort of felt normal. Everyone was sort of just doing their thing, but just the whole week, just like trainings, all the NO that the boys are bringing, you could sort of feel something was going to happen. So the boys are like keen as.
Yeah. So like as a collective, you could feel this kind of I guess redemption of last week and obviously the World Cup as well, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were going into in the Melbourne game. We're touching on the World Cup and all that type of stuff. And as we lost that one, and then we just the following week we sort of dialed in and just like said, man, especially at home too, in Hamilton. So we sort of needed to give the people something to look forward to.
Yep. So you go out. And, you come out and you just dominate every area in the game. Like, it wasn't like a lucky, they scored a couple of quick tries. It was pretty much the whole areas of the game. And then when you look at that Australian forward pack, it is stacked. Tino, Haas, Carrigan, Cotter, Grant, like the list goes on. But you guys completely dominated. Like, what's the chat? Because, like, for fans listening, usually the forwards come together, the backs come together, and you'll have a chat before the game or just as you run on or even just before the kickoff. What was the chat in the forward pack for you boys before that game?
It was pretty positive. Like pretty, but just like sort of normal chat that you would have like before a game. Obviously Fish, Taps, all those boys sort of, just sort of chatting to us about like what we need to do and what we need to bring to the table and that. So it's pretty normal, but everyone was just dialed in and G'd up.
Yep. And so the game rolls on and you get ahead, let's just say 16-0.
Yeah.
Are you daring to dream at that point? Or are you going, nah, these Aussies, sometimes they do crazy shit?
It was like 16 or 20-0 and like you sort of think like, wow, we're on here, but then you sort of think in your head, nah, you got to chill a bit, it's the Aussies, so you don't know, they can pull anything else. So all the boys are still like just sticking to the game plan and just sort of just rolling with it.
Yep. And so you get obviously you win the game.
Yeah.
What's the chat like after that? Like, in the way you won the game.
Oh, the boys are buzzing, Obviously, even our coaching staff, all the ex-players that were there.
Yeah.
Everyone was buzzing, and it's finally in the change room and that. Finally got to have a beer. And that,
you got to have a beer?
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000 beers. Holy. How good did the beer? Tell me, please, if you could just put in description how good that first beer felt after that alcohol ban on camp with the boys.
Oh, nah. It's different, It's different, man. The boys are buzzing, so it's good.
Who stood out for you in that game? Who do you feel really like, maybe a player that maybe didn't get the shine like in the media, but was doing some real good quality work there?
I think our full pack, obviously the full pack, they always grinding away there. But even like Ronnie played good, I reckon. Their left side played good. Jermaine, everyone
played good. Yeah. I thought Tarpane was unbelievable.
Yeah, just the whole campaign.
Yeah, so good. Because he's at like Canberra, he kind of like, if you know footy, he's one of the best forwards in the comp. But because you're in Canberra, just the media isn't as big. If he was at like a Sydney club, far out. Okay, so obviously you get that win. I guess as a young kid, was it always to play league for you, as in the Kiwis league jersey, or was it the All Blacks jersey that you looked up to as a kid?
As a kid, the All Blacks one,
Yeah, okay.
Just been obviously living over there when I was young. It was always rugby. Yeah.
Did you play rugby growing up?
Yeah, just for a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously moved over to Oz when I was 11, so just in that period there, that's when I was playing rugby.
When you're 11?
Yeah.
Shit! You're a Queenslander, bro. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Qualify, man. Someone called Bill. No, jokes. So, So you played a bit of union growing up.
Yeah.
Till you till you were 11, till you moved away.
Yeah,
from
so,
New Zealand?
when I first moved over to Aussie, I was still playing it for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Just league and union, but then I sort of dropped off and just stayed off league.
That was league. Who did you watch? Did you watch league growing up when you were in New Zealand, or did you only start watching league when you come to Oz?
Nah, only when I come here. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was your team in union when you were growing up?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
And who was the man for you as a kid?
Obviously Sonny Bill and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mate, gone. What's your fondest memory of watching the All Blacks play? Like, is it Rokothoko? I used to love watching him just tear it up. What's your fondest memory of the All Blacks?
I don't know, just being a kid, trying to obviously imitate them outside and that. All the players,
Yeah.
just them winning, obviously,
All the time.
So no, which was good. But just the whole family gets around it.
Did you watch the Union World Cup this year?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Off it.
Oh, what? So close. Yeah. Was it a card? Was it a card or not a card? But we're leaguey, so we say no way was it a card.
Yeah. For me, nah. But probably for all the Union fans and that, probably say easy.
Okay, so what was the reason you moved to Australia?
Just a bit of lifestyle, I think. Just the family, mum and dad packed up, took us over, and took us to the Goldie.
Yep.
And
Bro, heaven.
Best ever, Goldie.
So good. Had you been anywhere overseas before you moved to Australia?
We went to Aussie for a holiday, come back, and then just moved over.
Because New Zealand is absolutely beautiful. Like there's incredible landscape. Like it's beautiful. But when you get to Goldie and you see like the weather, and, like the beaches, you just like
different.
It's
different,
crazy.
Man,
It's got everything you need.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you arrived, did you go straight to Keebra Park, or did you go to a normal school and then Keebra Park kind of picked you up, or how did that all work?
Oh, so I just went to obviously primary school first.
Yep.
Moved over just around where we were living, and then once I went to high school was Keebra Park.
And so was that because you were excelling in rugby league, or was it just because that was a place to go to high school?
Yeah, that's sort of just a place. Like it wasn't because I was like killing it or nothing. It was just it was just a high school closer to home. And
so what was your junior side?
Parkwood Sharks.
The Parkwood Sharks.
Yeah.
Did you I guess excel early, or did it take you a few years?
No, I didn't really excel. Nah.
Really?
I was just sort of just going over it. Like my mates when they were playing there.
Yeah.
And I was just sort of
enjoying it with the boys.
Yeah, just enjoying it. Yeah.
What position did you play?
Bit of centre and back row.
Yeah.
But I was just playing anything. Fullback, anything. Yeah.
Okay, so you arrive in Australia. Who was did you start watching? You said you started watching league. Who was your team?
Warriors.
The Warriors.
Yeah,
my bad.
Of course.
What year would have that been?
When I moved over, or
it would have been 2005, 6?
Nah, it was 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
Bro, I was playing for the Titans. 2009. The Titans would have just come in.
Yeah.
2007, I think they come in, or 6 or 7. Okay. I just will, as you were a Warriors fan then, I just want to apologise for my form of the Warriors to you personally. Okay, so you start playing league, you go to Keebra Park. I guess at what point was it the Keebra Park system that kind of made you go, I want to go down this path, or did you just keep playing it for fun as a teenager?
Yeah. So like at Keebra was pretty like the trainings and that were full on. They're trying to get you ready for like obviously when you leave school and that. And I was just trying to I was just playing because of the boys and that. I didn't think too much of it at that time. I love playing in that, but like I wasn't upset if I didn't, if I missed the game or all that type of stuff. So I was just sort of just cruising at that point.
Yep.
So yeah.
And then when did it kind of click for you, where you go, did you make the first grade Keebra side or anything like that? Nah,
so didn't really make too much sides growing up. Like not even the school side, like the Keebra side, A's.
Far
I was playing in the B's, or a few of the younger boys in that. And then, there's the Mount Meninga and that type of stuff sort of come up, and I was trialing for that, and sort of didn't really make it, or I'll just make it in the squad, maybe like 21 in that.
Yep.
And then I sort of wasn't getting too far in it.
So when you left school, you were just working a job, just playing footy?
Yeah. So I left school, and then yeah, I was just working, and then I was playing just local way. I was just playing local, and then a few of the other boys were playing down in Tweed, just for the Colts there, the under-20s Colts, and then so I just went down for a train in that, met the coach, and then like a couple of weeks later he said, "Oh, do you want to play in that?" So yeah, that's where it sort of started.
Really?
Yeah.
So what were you doing for work?
Bro, I was chopping up fruit for like this fruit factory. Yeah, just chopping up fruit. Bro, I was offered to a start. I think it was like 4:30 start or something.
Oh, yuck.
So yeah, mum had to drop me off at work. Oh. And I'll just do that all day. She'll come pick me up. So
your mum, so you'd wake up at like probably 3:30.
Yeah.
Your mum would drop you to work at 4:30.
Yeah. So she was offered too.
Holy 100. It's like what your parents do for you though, like.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's she's just dropping you to just a normal job. It's not she's dropping you to a potential first grade. Like she's just going. Oh, it's crazy what mums do for you, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Crazy.
Grateful for that.
Man, Rain, if you're listening, I'm not waking up at 3 o'clock to take you to work, bro. Sorry. Okay, so you go down to Tweed and you kind of just train with them. The coach says, "Why don't you come down and play?"
Yeah.
Tweed's a fair drive from.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like still looking at like 40 minutes.
Yeah, like an hour.
In traffic and that. Yeah.
So it was a bit of a mission there.
So did your mum drop you that as well?
Nah. I used to catch her with one of the boys, which helped. Yeah.
Holy. She's probably asleep already. Waking up at 2 a.m. So you catch her. I live with the boys. You go down to Tweed. So you would have been 18 at this stage?
17.
17.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
And when did you start playing for their first grade side, the Tweeds under 20s first, like as in under 20 side? So I was playing Southport at that time, and then I'll go down to I had some training with the boys and that, and then like maybe 2-3 weeks later, the coach said like, "Do you want to come and play?" I think there was a few injuries in that, so I was like, "Yeah, sweet." Went to go and play, and then I sort of stayed in the team like for the whole season. So oh really?
Yeah, which was good.
And is that kind of when you were like, oh, well, maybe? Because I'm assuming the fact that you didn't make your school side, I guess in your head you're not thinking I'm going to play NRL or. Yeah,
for sure. Like, because when you go to school, they sort of like people are getting contracts from school.
Yeah.
And like if you're not playing in the A's and that, and no one really wants you, and then you're sort of like, oh,
it's
man,
not for me.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's probably over here.
Yeah.
I think that's where like young kids coming up, like that's not the end there. The school.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you go through the school system and you think, oh, because I got nothing after school, like it's over. Yeah. I think about it, that's just the start there.
Yeah.
You can just keep pushing through there and
100%.
And yeah, just back yourself, I think.
Yeah. Well, like the beautiful thing about rugby league is like, I don't know what percentage is, but a lot of percentages is like how tough you are.
Yeah.
Like if you're willing to work hard and be tough,
yeah,
you can get pretty far in rugby league. Yeah. And I agree with you, mate. Like this, I was guilty of it too, bro. Like I was literally in a first grade squad, and I was upset that I wasn't debuting at 18. Like, I understand the feeling.
Yeah.
But a lot of kids, like some develop later.
Yeah,
There's sometimes politics at school where a teacher likes a certain kid.
Yeah.
There's so many different reasons why
100%.
you might not be in that first grade
100%,
side.
yeah. So that's what I sort of like realizing now, like looking back at it, I'm like, man, that's just the start after school. Like you can still excel and just playing club and then just going obviously to like the 21s and that and just making it through there.
Yeah. Because you're right. When you're in school, that's all everyone, I assume, would be talking about.
Yeah.
Is, he's got a contract. He's going
to the Tigers. He's going to Titans. Like everyone's sort of saying all this stuff. And like you're sort of just there like, man, I think it's over for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like kids out there, man, it's just the start.
100%. And also with kids, like, always got to remember it's just someone's opinion. Like if you don't have a contract, that's just some random dude's opinion. It's not it's not gospel. Doesn't mean he could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's wrong scouts are wrong all the time.
Yeah.
So you get to Tweed, and when did it really start clicking in? Oh, I'm improving. I'm impacting games.
Yeah, sort of. So through that season, I sort of realized like, man, I'm like starting to love it again, and I'm starting to play a little bit like some decent footy. And then so that season rolls on. Like our team didn't really go too good in the comp. And then I just seen some some trials come up at the end of the year for like teams down here in Sydney. And I said like some of them said you needed a manager, you needed to be invited, and then some said like there's open trials, like you can just come down at the state and have a trial and that. And so at the end of the season I sort of just flew down and had a open trial. Yeah.
Far out. So you flew down by yourself?
Yeah. So I went to Canberra, flew down there. They had an open trial.
Yep.
flew with my old man. Me and him went down just for a few days, had a trial on that, flew back. And then me and one of my other mates flew down to Sydney for the Sharks one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No way. That's incredible,
We flew down for the Sharks one, and
where do you reckon you got this belief from? Was it your old man? Was your mum that just like instilled you just keep working hard, keep chipping away?
yeah. Like obviously my parents and that, obviously no matter what I went through and that, they sort of was backing me there. And then just obviously going through just that Tweed year, like Southport to Tweed, and like just getting my confidence up. The coach there, Paul Stevenson, he used to play at Sharks too, I think, a while ago.
Yeah.
He sort of believed in me as well. So he sort of like got me onto a manager and that to obviously fly down and to have some trials and that. So
yeah. So
good.
Was the Canberra one the first trial?
Yeah, Canberra one was the first one.
How nervous were you?
Man, but there was like how much? Bro, there would have been like at least 5 teams, I reckon.
Really?
5, 6 teams.
Wow.
So there's a few boys there, and like I think they would have only picked like maybe 5 or 6.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, trials are tough too because you might play a game where you don't get the ball that much.
Yeah.
So like how do you show what you can do?
Yeah, 100%. That's why, like in trials, like whoever's doing trials, man, you just gotta stay busy.
Yeah.
Even if you're back row, bro, you just gotta go in there and do like. Even if you have to scoot it,
Dude,
bro,
just
anything, bro.
Yeah.
Just anything. So yeah,
Just get to the point where like everyone's just scooting because they want to run.
You just gotta do anything, man. So
okay, so you go to the Canberra one, and did it just not work out, or like any feedback from them or anything like that?
yeah, so they got back to me and they said because these were for the 20s, this was for the 20s comp. They got back to me and said like we will bring you down for a training trial, but like if you could find somewhere to stay in that, that'll be good and that type of stuff. And then I was like, oh yeah, sweet as, like I'm keen. Like I'll stay here. I got family down there and that, and I was keen for that. And then the following week, I had the Sharks trial, and then they came back to me and said like, we'll sign you for 2 years. We'll get you somewhere to stay in that. So yeah,
bro, when you get that phone call from the Sharkies, were you just like, what is happening?
Yeah, like I couldn't even talk properly, man. I was like, told mum and dad, and like, wow, they're stoked.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was crazy. It's pretty good, man.
It takes you back to when you're that age, like that's everything to you. Like as you get older and you kind of like play NRL, you forget how much it used to mean because you already achieved it. You're like, oh, I've been there, I've seen everything. Whereas when you're younger, it's like it's your whole world, bro.
Yeah,
it's like
just being in like just because up in Goldie and there, like the 20s teams were like East Tigers and like Tweed Hares, Burley Bears and that, but down there because it's like Sharks, like you're full got the label on, and
the
you're
gears
like,
and that.
you're like, you're cheering, you're doing like training in their facilities and that, so it just feels more real, eh? I was just buzzing when I got that call.
So you get it 2 year off from the Sharkies. Moving down, did you move with your parents or did you move with like extended family? Who'd you come down with?
So when I first moved down, it was just by myself.
That's tough.
They put me in a homestay, and it was I just done that for the first 2 years.
Did you get homesick?
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to come back straight away.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty tough
when
at
you
the
get
time.
home, you finish training, you're away from the boys, and you miss your mum, you miss your dad, you miss your brothers, sisters, whoever, friends.
Just even like the first time coming down, and even just before meeting the boys and there, like just not knowing anyone.
Yeah.
Just in the area, different. Yeah, it was different, man. But I had a few boys down here at the start, which helped me like along the way and that. So like I wasn't too lonely or nothing like that.
I think people forget, or not forget, I'm sure they do, but some people don't know, like it's so daunting as a teenager, moving to a whole new state, you don't know anything, you don't know how to go, like, and you're in a whole, new country. Obviously you moved a while ago, but at the same time, it's still your home country is New Zealand.
Yeah.
It can be daunting, especially Sydney. Sydney's a daunting place.
Yeah.
Like it really
Full
is.
on, man.
Okay, so you get down here, and did you hit the ground running, or did you struggle initially, or?
No, so my first year in the 20s or the Sharks, I only played one game. So like when you don't play, you just go and play just local league.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest bit. Obviously, moving down from family to play footy for a team that you sign with, and then you're not even playing that.
Yeah.
And then you're just playing local league. Like,
I
was thinking in my head, like, man, I can just go up, live with mum and dad, play local league there.
Yeah.
And just be sweet.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the hardest bit where that's when I really wanted to go home because I was like, man, I can just do this back in Goldie.
Yeah.
And but yeah, stuck it out.
Did you speak to your mum or dad about that, or your friends? Did they give you any advice of like just to stick it out, or did you personally know?
Yeah, I was obviously talking to my parents, and they told them that like I want to come back, and then they just said, man, you got to stick it out. That's what you've been working for your whole life, and then you don't want to just give it up like that.
Yeah.
And so obviously stuck it out. But man, like on our bye weeks or weekend off, I always flew back up to the Goldie.
Yeah.
Just try to stay there. Just book a one-way flight. And like mum will be like, oh, so when's your flight back? When do I have to drop you off at the airport? And I was like, oh no, I got none. And then she'll quickly book me a flight and then send me back.
God.
So yeah,
wow.
So it's just pretty good like that.
Man, it's just, as I said, like just the things that parents do for their child. Like, could you imagine if they, like I imagine now with my first child, like if they came to me upset, down, how hard it would be for me to go, oh no, you got to go back down there and not just go, you know what, come here,
exactly,
you're fine, you're okay.
Like it would have been hard for her to send me back and that.
100%.
She would have definitely wanted me there, but she sort of knew that.
That's incredible. So you go back down. So did you kind of, I guess, make a deal with yourself heading into that next season, like, this is it?
Yeah.
Obviously,
like played one game that year, and then the following year, the preseason, like, man, I just had to just give everything I had.
Yeah.
And had a decent preseason, and then ended up playing every game. Every game the following season, which led into obviously signing again with the top side.
Were you surprised when the Sharkies come to you and said, we want you a part of the top squad, or was it something that was kind of bubbling under the surface for a bit?
I was surprised. I was a bit surprised, that I think I signed it like, it was like around 6 or 7 in that next year, so it was pretty early,
Yeah.
And like I was surprised that it was that early in the season. Like I thought it might have been like around 20 or something.
Especially as a young fella, you only played 8 games or so. You count the one, you haven't really played that much 20s.
So they sort of keen straight away, which helped. But like the preseason before that season, a few boys got a chance to go up to Redcliffe and train with trial of the main squad.
Oh, okay.
So that was pretty mad, and that because the Nines was on at that time too. So half their team had to go to the Nines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So a few of us young fellas got a crack at that, and I think that sort of laid the foundation there.
Yeah, okay.
Of Flano.
So when you signed again, how many years was it?
2.
2 years.
Yeah, it was 2 years, and then 2 years. Yeah.
And was it top 25 or it might have been top 30 by that stage, or was it development then to the top 30?
It was development first year,
yep.
And then top 30 the following year.
Yeah. Okay, so you signed that contract. I'm sure you're like absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
Like buzzing. What was a phone call like to your parents saying like, I'm going to be a part of the top squad next year?
Yeah, just the same again. They were just stoked over the moon that I was still there, and I could like obviously just train with the top squad and just learn from them and that.
Yeah.
That was good.
So when you rock up to the top squad, it's a different world. Like it is the intensity, the standards, all that kind of. What do you reckon was the first time where you were going, whoa, like this is a different level?
Yeah, like probably like the first session, like the first whole week, it was sort of like, man, you're not training with boys no more. Like this is legit, and like just everything about it, was just high intensity. Like everyone running to the next drill, running to the drinks, all that type of stuff. Where in 20s you can sort of just chill a little bit. Yeah. So yeah. In
20s, it's a bunch of young men that are. Some of them are there just because they love footy. You know, not everyone's full time, not everyone's professional. Whereas, like when you get into first grade, like it's their job. Like this is their job. They're here to be the best they can be in every second and every day, kind of thing. Yeah.
So that was obviously the difference there. Like just the intensity, like how professional they were and everything they done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which player were you kind of like, ooh, there's such and such. Like, hey, that's crazy. I'm training with this player.
Yeah. Luke Lewis for sure. Like he was a big
Groover.
Yeah, Groover. He's Wado.
Yeah.
Like all the big dogs there at that time, and in my position, I was sort of just trying to soak it all up and just see how they train and what they do.
Yep.
And there was a few of them. Even just like Val and that, like how
100%.
the year that he had,
yeah,
like 16, 17, like he was still. I think he's only like a few years older than me, but I was just looking at him like, oh, he's a freak.
Yeah, he is absolute freak. Okay, so. So did you make your debut in the first year in the first grade squad or the second year?
So trained 2018, my first year. The second year I debuted.
Okay, so the second year debut.
Yeah.
So 2018, how much did you play then in New South Wales Cup? Did they put you in 20s? Or were you too old for 20s?
Yeah, I was too old for 20s at that point, and I was just playing New South Wales Cup with Newtown.
It's a big step up because it's like not that I don't think the speed's probably not a step up from 20s, but just the physicality of the men.
Yeah, even that, like even from 20s to that was like different, eh?
Yeah.
Just like you said, like it wasn't really too fast, but just the contact and that, the wrestle, all that stuff. Like in 20s, it was pretty free flowing.
Yep.
Like the wrestle wasn't too much, like. It wasn't too hard or nothing like that. So yeah.
Sometimes with New South Wales Cup and Queensland Cup, because it's slower, the contact's sometimes bigger than NRL. Because it's slower, so you've got more chance to jam somebody. That's like your New South Wales Cup debut. It's obviously not as big as the NRL debut, but it's a huge deal for a footy player. Like you're nervous as anything. Am I supposed to be here? I'm young. These are all men. What was your debut like?
Yeah, it was it's hectic. Obviously our whole 20s team that following the year before that, we sort of all went up to that New South Wales Cup team, so we're sort of all playing together still.
Oh, okay, yep.
Like so it was pretty good like that, but like I was cheering that I got to play for Newtown and debut and then have a season like that.
Yeah, man. I remember my Q Cup debut. I was like, it was in Suncorp too, which was hectic.
Was it?
And it was against, and I'm so glad that I got to do this. I was against Greg Inglis.
Yeah.
And it's just like what he went on to do. You're just like, that's crazy because they were North Devils were Melbourne Storm's feeder team. Yeah. So when I was coming through, they would send pretty sure all their reserve grade back to North, and all of our reserve grade would go back to Clydesdales. Yeah. So you're essentially looking at like two sides filled with first graders and then a couple of young rookies coming through.
Yeah.
But if I'll do yourself a favour, go back and watch Greg Inglis Queensland Cup highlights. It is a joke.
And he was at North Devils, you said, eh?
He was at North.
Yeah.
He had the blonde hair.
I think I've seen a couple.
Skinny as.
Yeah.
Bro, he was an 18-year-old boy dominating men, like taking the piss out of absolutely tore the I remember like all you would talk about in Q Cup was Greg Inglis at that time because he was dominating, absolutely dominating. That Q Cup, New South Wales Cup debut, it kind of gets lost in the noise of the NRL, but it's like just as intense for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so but then the next year, you make your debut in the 15th of March against the Knights.
Yeah.
Was this round? That would have been round 1 or 2, wouldn't it?
Yeah, round 1. Yeah.
Round 1.
Yeah.
Holy. Yeah, did you have a bit massive preseason? Do you think? How did that come about? Do you think?
No, so the first, because obviously you started in November. We might have started in October. November, and then I sort of got injured like the second week. I got injured. I done my meniscus on my knee. Yeah. So I was out for like most of the preseason. So I was thinking like, oh no, like this is going to be a setback here. And then
you're watching guys in your position that kill it, and you're like, oh, I've missed the jump.
Yeah, there's heaps of good players there too. Yeah. The boys like Sorrow was there, Capes was there, like Wado obviously. Yeah. I think he done his ACL like at the last game of that year. Yeah. So he was out for until like round 12. So so I was injured the first bit of the preseason and that, and then obviously got running in January and that. And got into the trials and sort of made my way into the team and that. But like I didn't know I was gonna debut till like maybe like the week of the game. Like I didn't know that. Because usually when you train against each other, you sort of know what
you can
what
feel
teams
where you're at.
Yeah, you know what teams like gonna play and that. And I was in it, then I was out of it, and then it was a bit going on.
Yeah, because you can heading usually over the preseason by January, you've got a pretty good idea of like what the starting 13 is going to be.
You got a idea of like what the team will be.
And you've got a good idea of like who the bolter is, like who the coach is like really loving at the moment. Yeah. He's getting subbed in a little bit more often than you probably would expect.
Yeah.
So do you remember the conversation of how the debut come about?
Yeah, so it was just like a normal training day. I think we were playing Sunday. It was like a Thursday training day. Yeah. Bomber at the time, John Morris at the time, he just told me to come into his office, and he should have just told me that I was going to debut on the weekend and all that type of stuff, And I was just I couldn't even speak,
Because then you look back and you go, okay, so you would have moved down probably like 2017, 16, 17, I'd say.
2000 in the 16 year.
End of 16, so 16 preseason to 17, and you look at...
sorry, in the 15, sorry, for the 16.
The 16.
For 20s, yeah.
So 2016 season, 17 season, who would have thought, in basically 3 to 4 years, you're playing actually NRL. Like 3 years ago, you were just stoked to have a Cronulla Sharks contract with 20s.
Yeah.
I guess, what's the phone call like to the parents when you were they allowed to know?
Yeah. They were allowed to know, and that's straight after training, I sort of just let them know, and then same as all the other times I told them like about the things I've done. They stay over the moon.
Did they get flown down to see you play?
Yeah. So they got flown down on the Saturday for the Sunday game, and now they just stoked.
What a buzz!
Jersey presentation, all that type of stuff.
Oh, really?
So, that's mad.
Yeah. I didn't get no jersey presentation. Okay, so you're playing in Newey. Did you stay in Newey or did you just drive up day of?
We drove up the day before.
Day before and stayed that night?
Yeah, stayed that night, yeah.
Who was your roomie?
Who was my roomie? I can't even remember, eh?
Yeah, okay.
It might have been Jason Bukuya, maybe.
Okay.
Not too sure. I
Okay.
forgot, eh?
Yeah, I remember my first roomie, but only because I had to sleep out in the hallway. That's literally the only reason.
Oh,
first roomie. But and I didn't even play NRL. I was just 18th man. I got done.
Yeah.
But okay, so you get to Newcastle. So you played at Newcastle, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it feeling like? Well, what's a little detail of that debut that you can kind of remember before running onto the field?
I was shitting today. Like I was nervous as obviously, and I was just trying to keep calm, just trying to chill, and then just running out, just like in the warm up, just looking at the crowd and that, because round one Newcastle, their fans were pumping and that, and I was just nervous, bro.
Did any of the boys say anything to you, like just do your job, or this is how you stay calm or anything like that?
Yeah, just coach, he just told me like just chill, if like he said if you make a mistake or anything, like you miss a tackle in there, he said, don't worry about it, just get up and just focus on your next job in that. So I was sort of just trying to take that into the game. Yeah. Because that's the first thing I was like, man, I don't want to drop the ball, man. I don't want to do this and that. So I was just trying not to think of like that type of stuff and just try and focus on my job. Yeah.
It's funny. I feel like you're probably your age group is probably the last age group of young fellas that are like scared of making errors in that.
Yeah.
I feel like the next generation now, like, they're sweet. They're
confidence
confident
of doom, eh?
Like, they're just like, sweet. Like, all good. Like, I'm all good to go.
Yeah.
Bro, when I was coming through, obviously when you were coming through, like, you didn't want the senior players looking at you going, this guy's a bum, like that.
Yeah.
But is it the same with your young fellas at the Sharks at the moment? They're confident.
Like there's different, eh? Yeah, it's different. Like when I was coming through, man, like I was like scared to talk to the older boys and that, bro. I was like, man, or like massages and that, like, oh yeah, you jump on, bro, like sweet as.
I'll wait 3 hours for mine. All good, bro. Don't
have mine, bro. You can have mine.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, like man, everyone's just equal, eh? Like everyone's like the youngest or like the training troll to like the top
even
dog.
The training trolls?
Yeah, like training trolls to the top dogs are sort of just like all on par. So
that's crazy.
It's pretty different, eh?
I mean, there's good and bad, like anything. Like it's good because when they debut, they're not scared of making plays.
Yeah.
It'll just like everything. It has a good and bad in it. Okay, so what do you remember from the actual game?
I remember like the kickoff, like the first 5 minutes was like I was gone, eh? Like it was like that. It was that fast and that, and just like as the game went on, I sort of started feeling better and that. Obviously, just sticking to my job and that, and just trying to stay calm. Yeah, but it was a buzz though.
Is there any player that you remember looking across and going like, shit, that's such and such? Actually, this is 2019. Tough year for the Knights.
I just remember seeing because KP was he was a 6 at the time there, so I was just thinking, I got him right here. He's younger than me and that. I can just try and spot him up and that type of stuff. But bro, he was getting under me and that, like their back row and that. So I was getting fed like the whole game. So, but it was good.
Yeah. Newey's a great place to play. It's a great place to play.
Yeah.
They always have a good turnout. It was a close game too. 14-8 loss.
Yeah, they got us think Hendrick Lee got an intercept, bro, and he just ran all the whole way.
The big fella.
Yeah.
Just striding out.
Striding out, bro.
Oh, stop it. Okay, so what do you reckon you learnt the most from that game?
Just how fast everything was, how professional you actually need to be to play NRL. You can't just obviously, like even just that whole year, I was just buzzing the whole time that I was just there, playing all of those players, Gallen, all those fellas, Waito and all that. And I was just how professional you need to be to actually play and stay consistent in it.
Yeah. And just like the length of the season for a rookie sometimes, like you get to the back end and you are just hanging on by a thread mentally.
I was broken by the back end there. I was broken.
Yeah.
Body was gone. So.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so you played 24 games that year. You guys finished 7th. And you played against Manly in the elimination final.
Yeah.
Do you remember much from that, your first finals game?
Yeah, like was the week you sort of got to do like a bit of not like media, like photos, like Channel 9, like the promos and that. So like it was pretty buzzy that whole week, and then leading into the finals, it was just even the boys, telling me it's obviously a new comp, it's different. Can't rely on what you had done. Yep. Sort of a different type of comp. So going through it, and it was Gal's last year too. So we're trying to do something special for him, but we sort of got knocked out at that Manly game, which was disappointing.
In that year, you also made your debut for the Kiwis?
Yeah, that year, yeah.
Was that a surprise for you?
Yeah, because it was a mid-test, It was a mid-test, and I think it was like, I only played like 10 or 11 games. And then, I got called up to play for the Kiwis. And
do you remember the phone call?
Yeah. We're playing, I was down in Canberra. We were just about to play Canberra the next day, and Madge gave me a call saying that, how would I like to debut for the Kiwis and that.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Shit, that's hectic.
Man, same thing, bro. I couldn't talk. It was just unbelievable. Told the family and that. It's sort of emotional and all that type of stuff, because that's the like pinnacle for me.
So you get into Kiwis camp. I'm sure it probably was a short camp because it was middle of the year.
Yeah, it was crazy. Obviously, Shawnee was playing with us, so I was all, like I knew him and that, but like just Roger, all the big boys, Jesse Brom and all those boys was I was just overwhelmed there. Just quiet as.
Are you thinking about the first haka? When do you start thinking about your first haka in the Kiwis jersey? When does that start getting in your head going, holy crap, I'm actually going to do a haka for the Kiwis?
Yeah, just throughout the week, obviously practicing it, like practicing all of the boys and that. And then, it was a buzz, Like, that was the first, that was one of the first times I've ever done, like, one before I had to obviously play in that. So, it was me, it was hectic.
Is there anything you remember from that moment? Like, looking across and going, I'm doing a haka with, this Kiwi player in a Kiwi jersey right now. Yeah,
just the anthem and that, just standing with those players with that jersey on, looking around at your family and all that type of stuff was that was like crazy. And then doing the haka with the boys, the older boys, Jesse Brom, Kenny Brom and all those fellas was it was buzz.
Who'd you play, Australia?
No, we played Tonga. Yeah.
What do you remember from the game?
No, it was gun. It was a mad game. The boys are covering up. It's even when they do their tribal to you as well. That G's you up as well. So the game was pretty quick. It was at Mount Smart, so it was hectic. Yeah, it was
you probably hadn't even played at Mount Smart by that stage.
Nah, that was like my first game.
Yeah, Mount Smart's mad.
Yeah,
did you just run out through the tunnel? Or probably not.
We didn't. We didn't.
Tunnel's hectic.
Yeah. We ran on the other side.
Oh, damn. The tunnel is hectic with the drums and that. So good. So good. Is there any performances you remember from that game where you're like, wow, that's hectic?
Like players and that?
Yeah, players-wise.
Oh, probably SJ at the time, I think he got a hat-trick and really? He was just carving up, So, and Roger and that. So, yeah.
Okay, so you make that side and then obviously you have the debut year. Heading into the next year, because I feel like you had a really good debut year. I don't know whether it was the next year or year after. Then, like, there was a year or so where you were a little bit quiet. What do you reckon happened, if that's true, and you can let me know if it's not true?
Yeah.
What do you reckon happened there?
The 2019 debut, 2020 and 2021 were sort of like a bit rough for me there. I don't know I can't really point too much things out. I sort of just, I think I felt I think I got comfortable a bit. Yeah. Sort of thought, like I was playing in there, I'm sweet. and I sort of wasn't doing that extra stuff that you need to do to obviously be a professional in that.
Yeah.
And I was sort of just going with the flow way, sort of not doing extras and stuff like that outside of footy. Wasn't doing like recovery sessions and that. So I was sort of just doing bare minimum,
Yeah.
And you sort of seen that on the field where
It's that's the one thing as a rookie, and I think nearly every rookie goes through this. It's a little bit different nowadays because they're trained so well when they get into first grade.
Yeah.
They know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas 10 years ago, even just say 10.
Yeah.
You like this is the attitude I had when I was a rookie. I'm going to rock up. I'm going to go whatever they tell me to do. I'm going to go as hard as I can go.
Yeah.
But once they say see ya,
Yeah.
I'm back to normal life.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get a few years in, you realize, oh, that's actually not how this works. Like once they say see ya, your job is to go and do recovery yourself. Is that kind of what you realize?
Yeah. So that's sort of what was happening at that point. Because everyone's doing that same thing, that you do. So you gotta like make it up somewhere. So I wasn't doing that, and I was just doing the bare minimum, and I was just I just got comfortable there, and it sort of showed on like in my footy and that, and I got dropped for like 6 weeks, and so all that type of stuff sort of added up.
So what year did you get dropped for 6 weeks?
I think that was 2020. Yeah, 2020. My second year.
Yeah, okay.
I sort of was playing and then wasn't playing too good, and then got dropped for like 6 weeks, and then had to get my stuff together, try and get back into the team and all that type of stuff. So that's where I sort of realized, like, man, you gotta start doing some stuff here.
Absolutely. And so what year did you so 2019 would have been did you re-sign again for?
Yes. Yeah, so I done the extension in the 2019 when I played.
Yep.
For another 2 years. I think they would have landed me at
2022, I think.
Yeah, 2022, I think.
Oh, actually, 2019. Yeah, probably 2022. 2021 heading into 2020.
Yeah.
So 2021, you were still trying to kind of work on your game. When you got dropped, did you kick stones? Did you immediately react well? Did you sook a little bit for a couple of games and then come back hard? Like, how did you respond to it?
Yeah, obviously I was disappointed in that, but I knew I had to dial in there and sort of stay focused on what I needed to do to get back into the team. So I was I was obviously disappointed in that, but I was sweet. Like, just done what I had to do at training. If they needed me 18th man or they needed me to do anything, I sort of was there to do all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So I wasn't too kicking stones or nothing like that. I just knew that because I knew it was gonna come. Because I knew just even how I was playing and that I was like,
feel it.
I could feel it. I was like, man, like I'll drop myself soon if I'm putting this stuff like doing these performances and that. So I knew it was gonna come. So it wasn't too bad.
And so 2021, you guys missed the finals, and this is also when the big drama comes in. I guess this probably would have been a bit harder for you because Morris gave you your debut, and so that all happened. Was that a tough time for you and as a team to see how that all kind of unfolded when Morris got let go early?
Yeah, it was pretty. He was my 20s coach as well, all the way through to to my debut, and then it was sad that he had to leave like that. Obviously, it was like I think it was like halfway through the season or something. So he couldn't even stick out the whole season. So our assistant coach had to come in and take over. So it was sad. Obviously, he was there for like most of my career and that. So it's pretty sad to see him leave like that.
And so then Fitzy arrives. What was the first conversation that he had with you? Was it a conversation of you're not playing as well as I think you could, and this is what you need to do, or was it a bit different?
No, he was good, Fitzy. So we were playing. We just through the season. He gave me I just got a call from this random number, and it was Fitzy, and he just said, first he was just saying how I was going, how's everything going outside of footy and that, and he was genuine as he didn't tell me oh, you're playing rubbish or nothing like that. He just sort of said I'm keen to work with you and all that type of stuff, and he's a good bloke, Fitzy. So he was pretty straightforward there. And
so what's something unique that Fitzy brought when he came to the club? You having been there, you would have been there for about 5 years now. What's something unique he brought to the club?
Just the way he looked at the game, We the boys there had never seen anything like it, How he coached, how he looked at the game and all that type of stuff. And then obviously is just how he is as a person, Just make sure you're all right off the field more than on the field, and just how your family is going and all that type of stuff. So
So that year, when he arrives, 2022, I feel like that's when you really, I don't feel like 2021 was like bad by any stretch, but I feel like 2022 is when you're like, oh wow, like, you're starting to hit your straps a little bit. Did you feel like you had a big preseason that year, or?
Yeah, I think most of the boys did. Obviously, new coach in there, everyone's trying to impress and all that type of stuff. But just just the way he coached us and that type of stuff, and how we need just being a professional way. Like he's shown me how to actually be a professional way. Yeah, like I was just doing what I had to, man, and then just being a professional. He sort of bring to my game and that how to how to look after your body, how to what you eat, all that just all the easy stuff that you sort of just
take for granted. Yeah, it's that era of Roosters players. I've heard that they were kind of the first ones to kind of introduce that, like nutrition and all the kind of, it seems it's normal now, but back in the early 2000s it was like full, like almost like woo woo. Like, what are you talking about, mate? Like, don't get me wrong, we had a nutritionist at the Broncos, but was nowhere near as stringent as it is now, where they're like, this is exactly what you've got to eat and all that kind of stuff. And that, I think it was him, Anthony Minicello, and a couple of other boys that they were like bringing certain things to training, and like I think it was like froths and that maybe. Minicello was bringing froths and that. Does Fitzy bring froths or something? Anyway, so that idea of them bringing kind of this unique professionalism, they did bring it quite a while ago to the Roosters. Okay, so 2022, you're heading into this season, and you're on Nico's side, aren't you? Yeah, you're on Nico's side. Strong side. Don't say it loudly. Don't say it loudly. No, joking. So you're on Nico's side. Then obviously you've got Jesse Ramian. Yeah. And then you've got Katoa. Yeah. What's it like? I'm actually writing a season preview right now. I think that your outside backs are the most underrated outside backs in the competition. Yeah. And then obviously you've got, Nico's not an outside back, Dally and winner, blah, blah. What's it like seeing Nico arrive to the club and just explode? Like, what was that journey like, being essentially his bodyguard? Anything happens, you got to take care of it, bro.
It's funny because he weighs more than me in that, so he should be taking care of me. Nah.
Oh, that's the best. What was it like being outside him and watching that happen?
Yeah, just through the preseason, you knew that he was going to bring something special to that year. Yeah. Just the way he trains, the way he goes about his business, what he does outside of footy and that. He's got few coaches he works with outside of footy, and you knew he was going to bring something special and to the table. 22 season, so yeah.
Do you say to him, bro, like, you owe me half that Dalium, just so you know? Do you let him know that, bro?
Nah, no.
Bro, there's no way you're getting that if I wasn't outside. I mean, that's what I'd be saying. I mean, I said it as a winger to Lockyer. I was like, bro, I made you, bro. But yeah, I guess so you head into 2022 and it's you guys just go boom, like incredible season for you boys. Was there any sniff in preseason that was going to happen?
A little bit. I don't think that fast though. But yeah, the boys obviously, even with Dale, Cam coming, just bringing that, just how they train, bringing that professional type
Some
vibe.
call it professional, some call it psychotic. But depends what
them too. They full on, man. That's something we lacked there at the club. We needed that type of training and that type of intensity. So just what they bring. We sort of knew through the preseason that we are gonna obviously be better than the year before that. So yeah.
So you get to you do incredibly well. You get to that final at home against the Cowboys, one of the craziest games you'll ever watch. Yeah. Do you remember much from that game, or is it just a blur?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's a little bit of a blur. Obviously because we lost and that. Yeah. But it was a full-on game. Man, I think it went for 80-something minutes. It's just disappointing, bro. Yeah.
So close. I guess, when Nico obviously won his Dally M, did you think he was, I guess, it didn't come out of nowhere, but he'd only been a 7 in NRL for a year pretty much. Yeah. So for him to win that Dally M, were you surprised by it?
Just watching him at training there, I knew he could do, it didn't really surprise me that he was going to get something like that. Yep. Or he could get something like that, just how he trained and how much of a leader he was in that. So him getting that, I was sort of yeah, like
Makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And then obviously you had the World Cup 2022, correct? What was it like for you boys during the COVID situation? Was that just weird?
Well,
2020, 2021.
yeah. It was a bit weird. Yeah, so we sort of that's when we lost our coach, and then like we had to fly up to Brizzy and that, stay there.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a bit different. Obviously, away from family and that. I like the missus and kids. So yeah, it was.
Have you got just one kid?
Oh, I've got 3 now.
Got 3 now.
Yeah,
Holy,
full on, bro.
at 26, I'm 10 years older with one, and I'm struggling. This guy's got 3 of them. How old were you when you had your first kid?
What was I, 21, 22 maybe, 23?
I'm gonna guess 1 boy, 2 girls.
3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Oh, the miss. That's unfair on the missus, bro. Come on. 3 terrors running around. How old are they?
3, 2, and 3 months, 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going through that. Man, look, I don't know how they do it. Like, because you've got a 2 or 3 month old,
Yeah,
but then you've also got the other 2 kids.
running around,
Bro, it's all
running
hands on
amok.
deck, and I've got 1 kid.
Yeah.
This is my first kid. It's all hands on deck. I don't know how you do, like, how it's craziness. 3 boys. Holy. Are you gonna have more kids? Do you think?
Yeah, probably give it a break for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe 2, 3 years. 3 years or something.
That's good. That's great. Okay, so yeah, COVID was super weird. 2022 World Cup comes around. And it's in England as well. Like,
Yeah.
what was that experience like for you?
No, it was hectic. Obviously, first time in the UK,
Yep.
and obviously World Cup and that. I think it was like 8 weeks we were over there for. It was mad. Mad with the boys and that.
I love seeing everyone's pictures and that, doing like, going and seeing shit and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It was different, bro. It was mad. It was even just the trainings and that was crazy
Yep.
with the boys and that. Playing playing people you've never played before, like Jamaica and all those fellas. Like
Yeah.
they were buzzing just playing us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I have to ask, who was the best bloke on tour, and who was the biggest pest on tour?
Best bloke on tour for me would have been Jeremy Marshall King.
Okay, JMK.
Yeah, he takes it. And there wasn't too much piss.
Oh, come on, bro. Give me something. I'm just going to say pest. Cheese.
Cheese?
I'm going to say I nominated cheese as a pest. Pest is in a lovable way. Okay, so yeah, walk us through that World Cup, because like I feel like, I wouldn't say it's unfair, you were on the same side as Australia in the draw, but I feel like you guys copped a little bit extra flack because you didn't make the World Cup final, but people aren't realising that you played Australia in the semi-final. So it's like, I'm not saying you definitely would have made the World Cup grand final if you were on the other side, but there's a chance of it.
Yeah.
So, although you didn't make the final, and people say, "Oh, it was a very disappointing cup campaign," when you actually look at your last game against Australia, it was a super close game. If that had, you know what I mean? So it wasn't as disappointing as I feel like some people feel it was. But I guess, what was your feelings on it?
It was obviously disappointing going out like that, but I think just even that game, I think we had the opportunity to win it. With I think someone was just offside by a little bit, and like we got the try, and they obviously went back and disallowed it. But it was disappointing to lose like that. And but it is what it is. Yeah.
Could you feel then like this was a special group at all? Did you, obviously you would never know that you would go on the next year and do what you did against, but did you get the sense that something was building quite strong in that squad during the World Cup?
Yeah, obviously Madge was trying to build something, like obviously go through stuff with us to build a better
Team culture?
Yeah, team culture. That's a bit, and we're driving it. The leaders were driving it in that. But it was sort of. But then the following year, like when Fish and that were sort of driving, like his mentality, and like you sort of knew then something was like about to happen.
Yeah, that's interesting, because having Fish and Leo on the podcast, he said to Madge that he was ready to be captain.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see that reflected in the next year when he rocked up to the Pacific Games, driving those standards even higher because he wanted to be a good leader.
Yeah.
What's it like playing with a front row pairing of Fish and Leota? Like, they are seriously special.
Yeah, they are. They different, man. They different, and you can just see just how they are at training, what they do off the field. That's why, like, you see that and you're like, oh, that's why you fuzzed won 3 in a row.
100%.
Like, you see, he's just a leader, man. He's just a leader, and he just in his actions too, what he does, just in his actions and that.
Yeah.
Sort of, you can just. Like, you just want to lace up with those type of fellas.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, the World Cup obviously comes and goes. What's been, over your career, outside of your debut, what's been your favourite moment personally, individually?
I don't know. Probably just playing the Warriors, Just a team that I looked up to growing up and that, and just playing them at Mount Smart.
Yep.
Sort of in front of my family that are all back in New Zealand was probably...
Oh, that'd be mad.
Yeah, probably a special moment for me.
Absolutely. Were you like... When you guys were out of the finals and you saw them go up to Brisbane, were you going, please beat the Broncos? Just quietly or not quietly?
Yeah.
Was Reece Walsh's pass forward?
Wow. Holy.
Look, there's still debate. Like, I think Angles just made it look a bit forward, but I'm saying. So during this time, has it always just been like, you know, I always want to stay at Cronulla. They gave me my first crack.
Yeah.
Or when's your contract up? This one that's just
2025.
2025.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can negotiate. Was there ever a time where you nearly considered leaving, or you've always been like, nah, Sharkies?
Yeah, there hasn't really been a time where I've been like, I've sort of obviously extended before the deadline.
Yep.
Or just I've sort of just like really wanted to stay at Cronulla in that day, but obviously anything can happen. So.
You know, as a guy that's gone through, you know, like when you're, a smaller winger and you're a fringy, the idea of like, oh yeah, I just extend the time before the November one or whatever, it's like, it's such a privilege to just go, oh yeah, I just extended before. I didn't even need to go on the market. I didn't need to fucking do any of that stuff. But I mean, it shows that, you know, Sharkies obviously feels like it's your home kind of thing.
Yeah. Obviously, the missus and that are from that area, so we all settled in that.
Yeah.
And like her family's around there. My family's come down now, so
so your family's down in Sydney now?
Yeah. So my parents ended up moving down a few years ago.
That's mad.
And I had my first kid, so yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's because when I had my
helps.
Yeah, it helps. Oh my god, if we didn't have our parents with the kids, like, I think I'd be dead. Because my missus would have murdered me. I seriously believe that. And I probably would have deserved it. So I guess heading to the future for you, like, what's your goals now? Like, you know, you've played for the Kiwis. You know, you've played 111 NRL games. What's kind of the goal for you now?
I just want to win,
Yeah.
Just want to win a comp, but obviously you got to do heaps of stuff to get to that point. And just for a team thing, we just want to stay consistent.
Yeah.
Obviously, stay on the field for me too, like injuries and that type of stuff. Try and stay healthy and just be more consistent.
Yeah.
In my game. So,
I look. Surely you're going to give me an answer on this one. Best like MVP in your squad, biggest pest in your Sharky squad. Because I already know who the pest is. But I would like to know whether you agree.
MVP pest.
So best bloke, like mad energy, not a pest, just mad energy. Pest brings good NO, but pest.
It's got to be Toby and Ronnie.
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Toby and Ronnie, bro. They're the winners. Those two.
When you see Mulatalo carrying on the field, which I love, I enjoy it. You're like, bro, could you just chill, or you're like, that's mad.
He's all the way on the other side, so
you don't have to worry about it.
I'm sweet. No, but he does that at training, bro. He brings that in at training. Like if you do an error or something, if you're doing left to be right, you do an error.
Oh, he's spraying you.
He'll let you know.
Holy, I like that. I respect that.
So yeah,
train the way you play.
We love it, We love. He brings it in to the training and that. So
that's like a key. I think is like he doesn't just. What I like about the way he does it is that he doesn't. If it happens to him, he doesn't sook in return. You know what I mean? He's just like, oh yeah, sweet. Like I dropped the ball and this happened. Yeah. I love mate Mulatalo for me. Yeah. I'm gutted he didn't end up playing for Queensland. I mean, I know as a Kiwi you wouldn't have been because obviously killing it for you guys. but I think he's such a good winger, and he's so entertaining, like so entertaining.
Yeah.
He's so like, what's he like in the gym? I swear to God, he does not look as strong as he looks not strong, but in tackles and contact, he's super strong.
Yeah, he's good in the gym. He's pretty strong. His like lower body and that's strong.
Far out.
He does. He goes hard.
He's like, Hodjo, like Justin Hodges.
Yeah,
bro, like
he looks like you'll be able to
be sweet.
Yeah, he'll be sweet.
So strong, bro. I mean, honestly, in gym, he was like pretty strong upper body.
Yeah.
Barely did any leg weights. He's like, nah, bro, I don't need leg weights. Yeah. Nah, bro. I'll be like, I'm sitting there like working my ass off just to try and get close to how good he is, which didn't get close. But he would just get out on the even in fitness. Like Hodjo was like good in fitness, and he would do all the training and like, but then he would get on the field and take like 30 carries, eight tackle breaks, 3 try assists. Like, honestly, I've never seen anyone just be able to turn it on the way Justin Hodges did. Like crazy. In Origin as well, that right foot step, it's coming. You know it's coming, and it gets you every time.
Yeah. A freak,
Absolute freak. And like with Mulatalo, like he's so deceptive in how strong he is in contact.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Katoa. Like people don't realize how good Katoa's footwork is.
Yeah.
Crazy footwork. Yeah. But anyway,
even at training those two,
they go hard.
It's mad.
What are your hobbies outside of footy?
Well, 3 kids there, you can't really do too much, bro. But I just obviously like playing a bit of golf and that type of stuff.
Oh yeah,
bit of tennis even.
Okay,
yeah, so.
Nice. Did any other boys play any tennis?
Couple that we had a crew going in the season. Like Trindle, Kennedy and that.
Yeah,
Kennedy and that. So yeah.
Who wins?
Will's pretty good.
Oh, is he?
I think Nikora reckons he's up there. We haven't played with him yet, so
okay.
Yeah, see how he goes.
Okay. And golf as well. Who was your golf crew?
Same crew in there. Yeah. Then few younger boys here and there.
Yeah.
Even just the old man, going out with the old man.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad. How's Trindle been training? Obviously, he's probably going to have that 6 jersey outside Hines. How's he been going?
No, he's been going good. He's been going good. He's just trying to steer the team around and that type of stuff. As practicing on his kicking game and all that stuff. Just the little things, sort of getting right. So yeah, it should come out good.
I hope so. I'm so excited for you boys this year. Ask all the boys this: favorite rapper of all time.
Rapper? Probably 50 Cent,
Yeah.
J. Cole too.
J. Cole gun.
Yeah.
Bro, that first Get Rich or Die Trying CD is genuinely like woe to go, all bangers.
Yeah.
Every single one, no skips.
Yeah. It's not even just like the new tracks he's come out for like these last few years. It's more like just the old ones.
100%. Yeah, the old ones are hectic. The Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack is genuinely like no skips. Absolutely no skips. Yeah. Favorite movie of all time?
Probably anything Denzel Washington. Yeah. But I like that Lone Survivor.
Yeah, that's
based on a true story.
Yeah. Have you seen the Joe Rogan podcast where
I watched a bit of it, yeah. A bit of it.
Dude is traumatized, man, when he's talking about it.
Yeah.
Hectic. Such a crazy story.
Yeah.
Did you guys do any army camps this year?
Yeah, we sort of done one, like a sort of, I don't know if you would call it an army camp. It was like a 2-day one.
Yep.
It was sort of an army camp.
More like team building kind of stuff.
Yeah, more of team building, like sort of just doing all that stuff, sleeping for like 3 hours just over that period and that. So yeah, it wasn't too crazy.
When did you do it? When you first come back to preseason, or did you do it before Chrissy break?
Before Chrissy break, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because when you're struggling, all you're thinking is like, bro, just another 24 hours. I'm out of here.
It was like 2 days before the last 2 days, and then like after that, like Chrissy break, yeah. So
did you have a team drink after it?
Yeah.
Or the boys want to just... The funny thing is, after the army camp, everyone's like G'd up for a beer, and then you get there, you're there for an hour, and everyone's tired as shit up there. First few beers are like, bro, I'm going home. Yeah. So how many army camps have you done?
Bro, I haven't done an actual army camp like all the other boys have been talking about from other teams and that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
I mean, it's relatively similar to what you sound like you've done, like sleep deprivation, push-ups at 2 a.m. whilst they're yelling at you and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the Manly documentary, and they weren't yelling at him, and I was like, I don't know whether it's changed or not, but they were just like speaking real calmly, and I was like, that actually might be more scary. It's like constantly calmly speaking at you. It's on YouTube. It's not really an army camp per se because they're just around that area, but it's like pretty much the same activities.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first one where you had to stay up and all that kind of stuff? Was that weird? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but like I wasn't too. Like I'd actually want to do like an actual army camp just to see what the feel is about it.
Oh, okay.
Like our one's sort of like it's like a half army camp or something. I reckon. Like we're still for like a day and that's maybe what is it, like 20 hours.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like it's not too like the stories I've heard about army camps and that like I don't think it's anything like that.
I don't know if they do. I don't think any club does them anymore, like hectic ones, because they're like, for example, the first one I did was before my first year. Like so, this was the first one I did was essentially a trial to get into the first grade squad, but I didn't know it was a trial.
Yeah.
They just said, Brett Seymour's got a shoulder reconstruction. We've got one more spot for the army camp. They didn't say it was an army camp. We're having a bonding week up in Sunshine Coast. Brett Seymour's injured. He can't do it. Bring your boardies, bring your singlet. We're going to go up and surf or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, like it's like with my missus, like ex-missus at the time. Like I can't believe it. Like I'm going to be with the first grade squad just because I hadn't been with them at this stage. Rocked up and literally army ran in, started screaming at us, get outside, get out of your clothes, get naked. Yeah. And then they literally took us away for a week. And so I don't know if they do those long ones anymore because players lose all their muscle mass.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like grinding the whole time to put weight on and that and you just lose it like that.
Yeah, I think Darius lost about 10 kilos. I lost about 10 kilos. Yeah,
that must have been crazy.
Bro, it is wild. They won the comp that year though, so I don't know. Maybe it works.
It works, It works.
I guess. Favorite movie of all time?
Yeah, Lone Survivor.
Lone Survivor? Oh, yeah, you already said that. My bad. All right, if the next 12 months happen perfectly for you, what are you doing? What have you achieved in that 12 months?
Man, obviously winning a comp,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my main goal, Just hopefully being successful at the Sharks.
Yeah.
Bringing a trophy there and just being consistent in footy and obviously playing for my country and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you looking forward to that next game against Australia?
Yeah, it'll be hectic. It'd be mad if we could get one in the season or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how that'll work out.
Man, I cannot wait for that next game. It's going to be like the fireworks. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'll stop it. Actually, just quickly before we finish, I've always felt you're one of the better hitters in the comp. I think you've got really good tackle, like good technique, good shot. Was that a part of your game you always had as a young fella, or was that something that you've kind of developed slowly?
Sort of, slowly developed. Obviously through trainings and that type of stuff, but yeah. Do you reckon I am?
I reckon you are.
Oh,
100%.
Hectic.
100% I do. You got to remember that I'm a winger, so like.
I still got heaps to work on. I've seen, man, like the forwards, they hit hard. So
yeah. Okay, I'm surprised that you didn't know that. No, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
It might look alright because it's like from the side and they can't see us. So it's alright.
Oh, you're not giving yourself enough credit, brother. Bro, thanks so much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to watch you this year.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for that.
Boom. Danskis.